Some games come out, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand the reception that they get from people saying the game's too short, to it bored them, to it doesn't look that good, it doesn't play that good. I don't know. I can't relate when people don't like Callisto Protocol. So you can get in the comments and you can for all day long go, "Oh, Callisto Protocol didn't live up to my expectations. It was a rip-off at full price." Blah, 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 blah. It just goes in one ear and it goes out the other. I get what you're saying. Not everyone has to agree with certain things. And I'm definitely not going to... If you go in the comments and you start saying shit, I'm definitely not going to mute you or block you or all that other bollocks. It's not going to happen. My point being is, I just can't relate to you. Games, for the most part, when they come out these days, bore the living shit out of me. I'm talking about new IPs. It's rare that they pull me in like Callisto did. You've got awesome visuals. You have great animation. Seriously, the animation in Callisto Protocol is like top tier shit. It is. And there's a lot of games that are coming out today, they just can't get their animations right. And it's like, we need to get to a point now where graphic fidelity is like, take it a step back and sort your damn animations out. And if you can't sort your damn animations out, make your game first person, right? That's how I stand on this type of stuff. And Callisto Protocol brought that animation. They made everything look great. Sure, the story's a bit lame. It is. It's not the best story. It's definitely not even the best characters. It's not. But it serves its purpose. And the gameplay, once you get the hang of it, it's a little bit repetitive, sure, because you do just dodge right, dodge left, whack, 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 repeat. Sometimes you shoot, make sure you shoot the tentacles. It is a repetitive experience, but I mean, most combat is. At least it looks good while you're doing it. It always looks good, it always feels good. Anyway, that was my rant about Callisto, right? Just to get that off my chest, because I keep still seeing people hate on this game. It drives me nuts. I don't want to argue with opinions on video games, but it's just one of those things. What we're talking about today is the Final Transmission DLC. This is the story DLC that's come out, and it seems to be the final DLC that we get with the Season Pass. Or you can just buy it regular. It runs about, I want to say 2.5 hours. I'm pretty sure it's about 2.5 hours. I mean, if you thought Callisto was short, this is adding a good chunk on, so maybe now you can stop saying that. I know you have to pay for it and whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's 2.5 hours, and it adds some decent stuff here, right? I don't want to give spoilers, because there's going to be people who watch this and it's like, do I play the DLC? Do I go back for more? And I'm going to say yes. Yes, you do. I've seen some people say they don't like the ending to the DLC. Sure, I'm not going to explain it. It's a little bit predictable. You get to a certain point in the DLC and you kind of understand where it's going. But trust me, you won't understand exactly where it's going. You'll predict what's happening, but the reality is different to what you're thinking, if that makes sense. The atmosphere is turned up way more here than it is in the main campaign. The jump scares are turned down. Do you know the jump scares that were happening in the campaign? And they were really lazy. They never worked. It never ever hit for me, the jump scares in the main campaign. There isn't any jump scares in this. At least not scripted ones. Obviously, you might get the odd, like, fuck, where that enemy even come from? Like, he's right behind me. The enemies seem way more aggressive in the DLC for whatever reason. When you play the main campaign, when you're hitting one of the biophages, one of the mutant men, the zombies, whatever you want to call them, they usually kind of, like, stand back and don't go for you in groups. While I was playing the DLC, they were swarming me. And I play maximum security difficulty on the main campaign all the time, so it's like, I understand what the game does and doesn't do, but in the DLC, unless it's changed now with this update, and then when you go into the main campaign, which I haven't tested, maybe the enemies just like swarm you now, which honestly it kind of needs to do, because the combat, I feel like you understanding where an enemy is, because it doesn't do anything cheap. It's not like because the camera's not zoomed out, you're not looking at one enemy and trying to hit it, and the guy on the left, because you can't see him because the way the camera is, like, all of a sudden starts beating your ass. Now he, like, grabs you and he'll throw you to look, and then it's like you go into a combat setting, but usually that just wasn't happening. So you're getting flung left and right with these enemies. They added in a new enemy, the Biobot, which I'm sure you have all seen on social media and trailers and whatnot, so you knew this was coming. What I like about the Biobot is it's added a move in where you kind of have to block. Unless you're too far back, you have to block it. There is no sidestepping this, like, area attack. And obviously, sure, the I think it was it the M boss? At least the M boss to the final transmission does an area attack, and you have to kind of block that as well, but usually you're kind of too far back for it to even hit anyway. Not the point. The point is, this area attack, you got to block it, and when you're playing against the usual biophages, they just don't... The block never worked. It was never part of the game. It was never part of your arsenal. You never blocked anything because it just didn't do anything. It was pointless. Just whack it, dodge, whack it some more, shoot it if necessary. That's usually how you played this stuff. There's a new weapon, the hammer. I'm not 100% sure what the actual name of the hammer is, but it's a hammer, and it's a big one, like a big sledgehammer that's got, like, electrical area attack. When you smash it into the floor, and it just erupts and destroys everything. And I mean, it destroys everything. It is overpowered. It just rips through things. The regular enemies stand no chance. I mean, one-shot kill. This hammer does. Obviously, the hammer's meant for these biobots because, as you can tell in the footage, I'm not doing too much damage to this motherfucker. I'm hitting him constantly, and it takes a while to take him out with a baton. But with the hammer, it's destruction. It is, and it's a great new weapon. There's these disc things on the walls. There is where you can pull them in. Where you force grip glove thing, you pull them in and you just throw it at the enemy. So it's very much like Dead Spaces, like where you used to pull like a limb off, or you'd pull like the poles off the wall and throw them at the enemy. Very similar to that. I don't know if that got added into the new modes that got added recently, because I haven't tried them out. Is it Contagion and Dismemberment mode? I haven't tried those modes, so if they've been added in there, forgive me for saying that the new, but I think the new, first time I've seen them in this DLC. There's a few environment puzzles now, which the main game doesn't have any, so I feel like that was needed. And don't get me wrong, they're not puzzles in the sense of like, oh fucking hell, I gotta stand here and scratch my head, I don't know what to do, what's this do, what's that do, what am I doing? Nothing like that. It's so bare bones and basic. It's kind of the puzzles that I like, where it's kind of like a little brain teaser, get on to the next room. Not like, what do I do here? No. It's like, hit a few switches, and if you don't understand how these switches work, reset the console, do it again, and you'll figure it out. And it's just kind of like, it's so, like, my first puzzle. It's like, it's made for people like me, where I can't stand puzzles that are just so complicated. It's just like, God, Harry, I just want to get to the next objective. What is it doing? I'm that person. I know some of you are thinking right now, like, oh God, he's that guy. Sorry, it's the way that I am. But honestly, overall, I love where they went with the story. I love the way they finished it. The game, at the end of the day, is a horror game, and it shouldn't have... Damn, I can't say it. It's a massive spoiler if I say that. I can't say it, so I won't say that. But the point is, it's a horror game. Expect a horror ending. It's got nice little improvements. I like the fact that you pick up the data drives on this and it just plays the audio. That's a nice quality change. I've heard that goes into the main campaign as well, so it's not just here. So again, another fix. There's just a lot of new things that they've changed, man, and they've moved things around and just made the game just... It's a quality experience that I believe you should all play. Stop sitting on the fence with Callisto. There's still people who won't buy it because they heard all the, like, it weren't bad reviews. Well, let's be real, the game got like 7 out of 10s and 8 out of 10s. It weren't bad reviews, but you know what I mean. The general consensus is Callisto Protocol is not... I don't know, it's not a big boy game, if you will. It didn't get the 10 out of 10s that everybody expected. And even I kind of expected it to, because I was just like, come on, man, Glenn Schofield has not let us down in the past. When is he going to start letting us down now? And it's like, he didn't let me down. Sure, it didn't live up to my expectations, but I mean, my expectations were so unrealistic. What do you expect? This game now has a ton of content with its like riot mode and the extra different campaign playthroughs, and then you've got this DLC. It's a nice complete package now. Was there any glitches or frame rate issues? Yes. I had one glitch where I had to restart a checkpoint because I climbed up on a box and he wouldn't climb back down off the box. And I was just kind of like, fuck's sake. And it was in a room where I had to fight like 10 of these, like, the Spider-Man things. And you're just like, for fuck's sake, how many times am I going to have to do this? And when I reloaded the checkpoint, it already saved the fact that I killed them. So it was just like, oh, thank God for that. So it was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And then the frame rate issues, they're numerous. I'm playing on Xbox, so if I know majority of people are going to be playing this on PS5, I don't know about PC, like, because PC's pretty disastrous on PC too, isn't it? But on Xbox, I was playing in performance mode as well, and there was a lot of rooms where honestly I thought it was running at 30 FPS. It was low. The frame rate was extremely low. It wasn't just dipping where it was like, oh shit, we went from 60 to like 55. No. This looked like 30 FPS. It looked pretty bad. But that's pretty much it. Honestly, the game wasn't that glitchy or anything. Nothing that I haven't seen before, or like game breaking for that matter. Animations were great. There's new animations too. I forgot to mention that. The kill animations, they're obviously random. You don't control them, but like when they happen, you'll notice them if you've played the campaign enough. And there's no new environment kills. Let's just jog my memory there. When I threw that enemy into the fan, I'm like, there's nothing new where that's concerned other than the fact you pull those discs off the wall and throw them at the enemy. As long as that is new, because I know that was added before. Might have been added before with the new modes. I haven't tried them, so I really can't speak on them. I can't imagine those have been added into the campaign modes. I can't. They weren't there in the base game. I'm pretty sure they fucking weren't. I've been through the base game like 3 times, and I don't remember ever seeing that shit. But anyway, the point is, right, Callisto Protocol is a misunderstood, awesome game. It is not game of the generation. It's not... I mean, it was my game of the year when it came out. It was either this or Dying Light 2, and it's like, I think I leaned on this at the end of the day. But it's not going to win any awards. It's not. And this is like a studio's first game. This is I know it's not like not the devs' first game, but you know what I mean. It's like the studio itself. It's their first game, and I think they've done a great job. They've got some of the best animation on the market. No one can compete with them. The graphics are absolutely insane. What more can you ask for, man? It's got great atmosphere. It's got visceral combat. I don't know what else you want, to be honest, in a game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want story and characters, I get it, but I don't know. It's not like the story and characters are bad. It's not like I was like, oh my lord, the story sucked. It wasn't like that. It was just like, yeah, I can kind of see where this is going, and you know, I don't know. The point is, Callisto is awesome, and you really should give it the second chance it deserves. Everybody should. So if you're sitting on the fence about it, stop it. Play the damn game. It goes on sale enough now anyway. God, I hate telling people to buy games because it sounds like I feel like you sound like a dickhead when you tell people what to do with the money. I'm just saying, Callisto is good. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't sit there and go, oh, this game sucks. It goes one ear out the other. I really don't care. If you liked Callisto, you're gonna like the DLC. I'm actually curious about what your opinions are with the ending. So if you have played it, you have beat it, just make sure you write spoiler on your comment, because obviously I'll read it, but it just warns other people so they don't read it and like see something they don't want to see, because obviously it's a pretty nuts ending. Alright people, that's all I got. I'll catch you later.